All right, here we go for another try at this. We're talking today about a little bit of what's called alignment and assignment. Alignment is where you line up prior to the play, and then your assignment is where you go after the play. It's a big thing I want to make sure that everybody understands is that the reality of football is you can see where people align because that's pre-play, and you can see where they are. And then the assignment is where you go after play. So it's the first step or two of where you go as soon as the play begins. In line play, especially, we don't really know where they're going. The only people that do know are the coaching staff and the players themselves. Now, the players could be wrong, and the coaching staff could have wanted another thing, but we're going to give our best guesses. And there is no one outside of the team that can tell you accurately what the assignment was. Everyone's giving their best guess. I don't care if you're PFF or any of that crap where they grade you. They're wrong. They're guessing. They want you to think that they know everything. Hell, you can think that I know everything. I don't. I'm guessing, and I'm telling you why I'm guessing that today. So let's go ahead and see what we can see. On this first play, we're just going to run it. All right, we got a pitch to the left. Call it what you want. I don't really care. Names of plays don't affect me. I just couldn't care less. You can call it a pitch, sweep. You can call it a quick. I don't care. You call it whatever you want. All right. But the first thing I want you to notice is that we have both guards here are going to climb for the linebackers. That's the first thing we see what the offense is doing. The next thing is we're going to see the tackle pull and become the lead blocker. He's going to then now we're going to have these two receivers are doing I call it a base block. They're just blocking who's in front of them. Then the center is doing a reach. He's trying to hook this guy and send him back up that way, and so is this tackle. He's trying to come down here on this D tackle and send him out this way. He's not going to get blocked because he's just so far out of the play. In this case, nobody really cares because he's got to come all the way this way, and they know that they're running back that way. The only time he's going to be involved is if the running back cuts back, and then, oh my gosh, it's a kill shot. It's a beautiful thing. That's what we really want to see, I'll be honest with you. The next thing we're going to have is this tight end is coming up to the second level looking for linebackers, and this receiver is coming out here looking for third level. And when we talk second, third level, this is the first level, which is the defensive line. The second level is here, about 5 yards where the linebackers line up. And this is the third level back here, which is where the DBs are. So if you can get blocks at the first level, a couple at the second level, and then get one, maybe two at the third level, you're going to break a run pretty far. That's kind of the way you want to do it. So we're going to move in here now, and we're going to go into the tight. Okay, in the tight here, what we have is we're able to see where the linemen are lined up, the offensive linemen are lined up, and where the defensive linemen are lined up. And I'm talking quickly, and I'm sorry, you can go back, but what we have is called techniques. And each player has a number on the offensive line, and it's the same on both sides, right? So this is the player number 2. If they are lined up on the outside shoulder of that player, it's an odd number. So 2 becomes 3, 4 out here becomes 5. This is a 5, this is a 3, this is a 7. If they're on the inside shoulder of that player, we add an I. So right here would be a 2I. This would be a 2I, which he's actually lined up in. Out here is a 5. The wider he gets, sometimes we call it a wide 5. If there's no tight end right there, this could be considered a ghost 7 or a wide 5. Again, the terminology is what you want the terminology to be, not what everybody wants it to be. As long as your team and you guys know what you're talking about. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm using. All right, so our alignment in this case, we can see alignment because it's actually happening. We can see where the guys actually are. We just actually saw 97. I'm going to use numbers as much as I might put in a name. I know it's Shamar Stewart, but we're going to say 97 pops out because it's quicker for me to be able to say that. So 97 ends up lining out there, and now he's in a pretty far out there wide 7. So that's where we're going to call him to start the play. We have number 90. He's going to be out here in a 3 technique. In here, you can have. I didn't talk about the guard or the center. Excuse me. The center is a 0, and then it goes 2, 4, 6. But on his shoulder, you can consider it to be a 1. Center has no inside shoulders; they're all outside shoulders, so it could be considered a 1. Now you can leave this up for wherever you want to. This could be a 1 technique where he is right here because he's in this A gap solidly, and he hasn't yet gone into a 2I. And you can also be considered, if he's a little further in, he's now shaded. So you can talk about whichever one you want, and it's just terminology how you want. I can use 1 here, and I can call it shade there, and I'm fine with that. I'm totally okay with that as the terminology that we use. So we have out here, we have him in he's out there in a 7. We have a 3, we have a 1, and we have Myles Murphy, number 99, out there in a wide 5. Our linebackers are here. Oh, I forgot. We have we're in a 4-2 defense. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 defensive linemen, 1, 2 linebackers. That's one of the things we need to make sure we understand when it comes to defense. Now, that's the alignment. We can see that. We can prove it because there it is. There, everyone can tell you what the alignment is. Now, the assignment we're guessing at, and we're going to guess at it with a good an educated guess, and we're going to go forward, and we're looking at the first couple of steps that these guys are taking. And as we look at their steps, we're kind of seeing where they're going to go. So first one I want you to look at is number 97 over there on the side. He becomes a C gap player. So you could consider this to be the D gap. Gaps are, maybe I should tell you what a gap is. A gap, these are going to be A, B, C. If he's not there, this could be the entire C gap. Sometimes I've heard that this was the D gap, and then way outside by where the receivers are could be considered the E gap. And it doesn't matter. The gap, the C, D, and E, it's all the outside, and that's the reality of it. You can call it however you want to. So we're going to go. We see 97 go up. He's a C gap player, and you obviously see that he's become the C. Number 90 looks like because of the way he's shooting forward and is getting hands right away, I think he wants to be a B gap player. That's my guess. But he's getting reached, and unfortunately gets reached rather well. Number 98 is crossing face of the center, and his first step is toward the left. If you see that there. And because he's going across the center's face, I think he is becoming a backside A player. So as he crosses face, for whatever reason that they decided, usually when you cross face of a center like that, you're attempting to make his body turn so that somebody else is going to be filling that A gap behind you. In this case, I believe that the A gap responsibility belongs to number 49, Carter. I think. You can't really tell because you don't really know, but that's called, primary run responsibility. Myles Murphy, 99, he is definitely a C gap player, in my opinion, because he's going straight forward with that step, and when he sees the guard go, he's trying to continue to contain that edge. Now, we talked about both of these both of these guards immediately coming out and climbing for our linebackers. That is what you see them doing right there. Now, I'm telling you right now that neither of these guys can let themselves get blocked. They both need to be able to go over the top. There is no reason that 44 gets this cut right here. He should be able to dodge that cut, jump that cut, get out faster than that. He should easily be able to do that. Now you watch number 49, Carter, he's going to go up the field too far. I believe that he is thinking that, hello, somebody texted me, that, again, very low production value, guys. I'm not trying to make a job out of YouTube. I'm just trying to have some fun with you guys. I think he believes that the play is going to hit right here, and that's why he decides to go forward. Because it doesn't, it makes him look bad. He probably could have continued to scrape over the top here and stayed level with this play and maybe helped make it in a second down the line. Unfortunately, he doesn't. He gets upfield. The other things I would like to be able to see right here is Miles Murphy should be able to get across him, fight across his face. Excuse me. I'm sick. What do you want? He should be able to cross his face and get his outside arm free because he's pinned inside and he's pinned inside. Dax Hill being pinned inside. These guys are making good blocks, allowing this block to take on whatever's out there. And it's little number 20, poor guy, DJ Turner. So that the running back has a clear lane. And that is exactly what happens here. Those two guys are sealed inside, and little teeny tiny number 20 has to deal with big old, what is that, 74-ish? I don't know what he is. And the play has to be made by that one of the safeties coming through and just pushing him out of bounds. We just kind of forced him out of bounds using that as his player, the boundary as a player. So let's watch that again in full speed. You can see what's going on. We get those climbs, we get the pull, we get the seals. Boom. That's your first play. Congratulations, alignment and assignment. So we're going to go into the second play here. Again, I think these were from the same drive, and I know they're not in order. I really don't care about that. So our second play here, we're going to get a play action. Let me just run it first. And everyone's getting set. Okay. We get what's called a zone scheme into this play action. We'll break that down in a second. So the idea right here for the offense is that they are trying to get all this action this way. Run type action, zone action, play action, the action of the play. That's why it's called play action. We're trying to make the defense all think we're doing something. So they read that action, and then we're going to do something else. We're going to roll out this way is what is going to end up happening as an offense. Now, we're going to go in here and look at the tight and see what our assignment is. On this case, again, we have a 4-2 defense. 4-3 defense. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 linemen, 1, 2, 3 linebackers. That makes it a 4-3. I actually have notes. I swear to you, I just looked at the wrong note because, well, I'm dumb. What do you want from me? All right, so with our 4-2, we're now again going to talk about where they are in their alignment. Alignment, it is again where you line up before the play. So out here we have Barrett Carter. I think that's his first name. 49. Again, we're just going to try to do numbers because I'm dumb. We have 49 out here lined up with 44 out here lined up. You can call those overhangs. You can call them, I don't know, people have called them up on the line. You can call them whatever you want. I'm going to call them overhangs because they're hanging over the line. That's kind of where I'm at. So these guys are pressed up or whatever you want to call it. So they're on the line of scrimmage with Logan Wilson over here. 55 over here in the middle by himself. But we want to look at where the D line is. And so this is the center. So we have a 2. This is 4. This is 6. So Miles Murphy is lined up in a 99. I think this is 92. BJ Hill is lined up in a 2. We have this little bit tighter. So I think that Sheldon Rankin, I'm not going to lie, I want to call him 98 a lot because I continually call him DJ Reader for some whatever reason. I don't know. I'm dumb. Then we have 97 out here. He is also in a 4. So we have a 6, a 2, a 1, a shade, and a 4 with these backers up tight. So again, we're guessing on what the assignment is. So we're going to guess. We're going to start off on the left. We're going to take a first few steps and see what happens. 49 is going to be an outside edge player. He's reading run right away, so he's coming up. Again, that's the play action. The guys are showing run. You're looking at what the linemen are doing. The linemen are showing you run, so you're reacting to run. We see 99. He wants to get left. I think he's trying to be in the C gap. We see 92. He's firing straight out. He could also be shooting to his left. This is where the guesses are happening with 92. We'll get back to him in a second. So he could be doing what's called 2 gapping, and he's reacting. We have 98 is definitely trying to stay in his A gap. And we have 97 coming across. If you look at his first step, how wide that first step is for number 97, his foot was here, now it's out here, which means his whole body is taking him this way. And he's doing that prior to reading. He knew his first step was going to be over there. And then we continue with the motion. We see 97 getting into that B gap as best he can. So he's trying to get in there. Now, I was talking about 92, BJ Hill, and I'm thinking he's a two-gap player because he was trying to fire straight out. Now, what that would be as a two-gap player is we want to attack him, and then whichever way that we perceive the run to be going, we could go into this gap or we can go into this gap. And I know that, or I think I know that, based on Logan Wilson trying to stay stacked with him. Now, 55 staying stacked could allow him to go either way. Now, once 92 gets into that B gap, or is that the A? Where are we at? That's the A gap. Once he gets into that A gap, Logan kind of overruns him to try and get that B. So that's the action I'm seeing on the defense and their run responsibilities. Now, what I really want to focus on is 44. I really want to show you out here what Demetrius Knight's doing. I think see, if I said it wrong, whatever. No, 44. I want you to watch. He's the C gap player in his primary run responsibility. And again, I think I know that, and I'm not sure, but based on the other things I had said, I believe 97 is a B gap player. So 44, as the play begins to happen, he's square to the line of scrimmage. His shoulders are square. His vision is inside. He's not getting too caught up with whatever's going on. His feet are square, and he's shuffling along. And that's exactly what you want him to be doing as that edge player, as that C-gap player, whatever you want to call him. In this case, he's just going to shuffle along. He sees 7 rolling back, and he can physically see the ball is still in his hand. When he sees that, he does exactly what we want with his step. He steps in the ground, puts all of his power into this foot, and sends it back up onto this side. And you can see his entire body wanting to shift with that. And there he goes. Boom, pushes up. Now, he becomes the pass forcing player. His job is to make sure that this quarterback doesn't break contain and doesn't run the ball. He wants him to pass the ball. So he wants to stay in this outside. He wants to stay beyond his side and keep him inside and make him turn back inside if he decides to run, and let all these friends come in here and help him out. So we're going to go forward with 44. We're going to look at him. He's staying outside. The moment the quarterback gets ready to look like he's going into a throwing motion, he's doing what's called matching hands. He's putting his hands up in the air, and it does a couple different things for you. It allows you to potentially bat that ball down, and it also allows you to affect the quarterback in changing what he can see and what he can't see. And he's doing this on the first one because I believe we have a crossing route coming right here. That's coming late, and you can't throw that one because Battle's right there in the way for sure. So that there'd be no way he'd throw that. So number 7 decides not to throw it. Knight continues to push forward to force that throw. There's no way that number 7's going to run right now. He's not going to happen. He's either going to get sacked or he's going to throw the ball, and he doesn't have much time to make that choice. The moment he gets ready to throw again, Knight, number 44, begins to match hands again, puts contact on him, makes him know that his presence was there, and the ball is thrown, and it's an incomplete pass. We're going to run that play again for you. Here's the original. Here we go. Nope, that's the tight. Here we go. Original play. Go ahead and watch it again. Make sure you pay attention to 44 here because he does an amazing job. Squeeze, force, balls thrown over. Now we're on our... Actually, I had to cut that there because someone ding-donged on my doorbell. So you're going to see some real professional editing of me going, oop, I cut it. Anyway, so we're looking at this play, and unfortunately we saw this play about 30 times as this game proceeded out. I think this is the same drive as those other 2 plays. I can't remember. I don't care. I'll just let it run for you. And we're talking about letting it run. Yeah, that's as far about that as I really want to get at this moment. But let's go into the tight. And we're seeing right now we have a 4-2 for our defensive line is 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 linebackers right there. Now we're again going to look at what we can see as their alignment, because we can see that, we can prove what that is right there. So we have Miles out here, and again we talked about this being 0, 2, 4, 6. So you could call this a wide 5. You could call it a go 7. Call it whatever you want. I'm calling this a wide 5 because that's just what I like to say. 2, 4, 6. So we have a 6 there. So we have a wide 5. We have a 2-eye because he's all over the 2 and he's in the inside. We have a 3 technique out here, and we have a 6 out there. We're going to run it for a few steps and see what's happening. Miles is going straight up. He's keeping his outside shoulder open. So I'm assuming a C-gap player. Again, can't stress enough. You really don't know. 98, I can almost guarantee you that he's crossing face of that center to try and get that center to turn with him. So he's lined up in one A gap. He's going to the other A gap. And I believe that is accurate because if you watch number 44, he's coming straight up on a blitz. And he's not even thinking about that. Linebackers will read, run, and then do what they need to do after that. But he doesn't hesitate. He's just straight up. I would like to see him not have this false step here where he steps backward. Right? That just makes you a step slower. But it just is what it is. So 98 crossing face, 44 blitzing. You see 90 is going straight forward. So he's probably a B-gap player. And 58 aside, he's doing that shuffle down on the edge that we just talked about with number 44 in the last play. So as that's going to play out, you see everyone's gapped up. Now, right now, 44 is doing what's called scraping. He's trying to come over the top. And I would guess that because of this blitz, that his primary run responsibility is the back and this gap. You could kind of call it however you want to. But what he's doing is he's scraping over top to try and stay clean and not get blocked. All of these linemen have a responsibility of not letting these linemen climb and get to your linebacker. If they can get out and they can climb and get to your linebacker, we see the same thing we saw in the first play where our 2 linebackers get taken out and there is no chance for them to make a play, and we don't want that. As we continue to move forward, you can see that Carter does hi dogs. You can see Carter indeed does get a scrape across there, and he's going to make contact in that hole, and he does a great job of it. The problem is when he goes to make this tackle, he is going to put his head on the wrong side of the player. You want to have your head upfield in the direction that he's going, because if you think about it, if he made contact just like this, the running back would have to go through the majority of his body. Let's erase that. So if the running back were slightly this way, he would have to go through this body. So your head wants to be on this side, and you want the ball carrier on that side, so that way he's got to go through the crook of your neck and all those kinds of things. But what ends up happening is he gets himself behind the ball carrier, gets his head behind, and all he's got to beat now as a ball carrier is his hand, his arm. Let's say he's a 220-pound back. There's no chance that he's going to be able to grab 220 pounds moving at full speed and stop it. He might slow him down, which he did, but the problem there, unfortunately, is we come back to here and we see that as that tackle is being made, we are 5, 10, 15 yards off the ball. I want to talk about this other thing. We're not really talking about DB play right now, but if we go back and we watch what's happening because of the way our defense is set up, I believe this is a man situation. And I'll tell you why I believe that is because as the play starts, CTB is looking at that player. He has no eyes anywhere else, and that is exactly where they should be. You see out here, this corner, I don't know who he is. He's looking right at his player. It's a man situation. My job is 100% to follow this guy. I'm not looking anywhere else, right? I am absolutely not looking anywhere else. This receiver runs him off enough and then begins the block there. He's got no chance. Now, I see a lot of people picking on CTB. I don't know why. I can go look at it a little bit more. But really, at this point, we're one-on-one with Jordan Battle. Maybe he could have taken a better angle. I don't really care. Don't want to talk about that right now. But that's why he gets 638 million yards on that one. So, again, we talked about alignment and assignment is what we wanted to talk about. And I can't, again, stress to you enough that it is a best guess. It is I can see where they started. I can show you exactly where they started. I can 100% say without a doubt where these guys are. And then once this happens, I'm only guessing and I'm hoping what I can see is right. That's how we break down film. If we're a third party, if we were in the locker room here, I could tell you exactly what these guys were supposed to do and how they should have actually done their things. So again, I don't know, maybe 49 was blitzing here, and that's why he gets swallowed up on this. But that's our thing for today, alignment and assignment. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, and I don't give a shit if you, sorry, did I swear? Whatever. I don't give a shit if you like and subscribe and all that. I don't want this to be my primary job. I really don't care. So just enjoy it. And if you like it, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. I don't care about anything else.